So, Mr. Lynn, who are you and what do you do for our communities?
Hey, Jessica. I work with Radius Financial Group. We help the communities and individuals by providing home loans, FHA, VA, conventional, USDA. We will even do mobile homes, as you very well know.
Yeah, I
One
do.
thing we won't do is land only.
Okay. All right. I got you. I do. Very well. We've done quite a few together, haven't we?
Yes, we
Last
have.
couple of
We'll
years.
be doing more.
Yep. Very dependable. Very dependable. You are my preferred.
Thank you.
So what type of problems do you help solve? Of course, being mortgage, I'm sure it's
Sure.
our real estate problems.
Yeah, I look at it as more, not solving a problem so much as providing an opportunity. I'm a firm believer in home ownership and what it does to the communities and really how it's the backbone of the communities. And as you very well know, if you make a difference in a community, you make a difference in a town. And you make a difference in a town, you make a difference in a state. And when states come, you make a difference all over the land. So I'm a firm believer in home ownership and how we can help get people to that next level. And it's very important. It's very rewarding and something that I take very seriously.
Absolutely. So what areas do you serve or states?
Yeah, I am in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, and Florida.
Wow, that's some coverage.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. So what is your big why? What got you started?
What got me started, I've been in lending for a long time. As you can probably tell, this is not my first job. But I've been in all aspects of it. I've been in consumer lending, also been in the auto lending part of it, and mortgages. And mortgages is my first love and something that I enjoy doing just from the reward part of it. Because if you can get someone into a home, especially if it's their first home or even if it's their last home, it's always a rewarding part to see the achievement obtained. And it goes a long ways in giving me satisfaction to do so.
Absolutely. I certainly agree with you there. And I'm right there with you on that and getting people in and out of their first and their last homes. Been there, done that both ways.
Yeah.
And it is very, very, very rewarding. It certainly is. So are there any specific experiences that you would like to share with us today?
If I did that, I'd probably bore you and be here all night because as you know, Jessica, it's hard for me to tell a short story. I can turn good morning into a 12 or 20-minute conversation. I've had a lot of good experiences, but more in this industry, sometimes you have some experiences that aren't what you want or what you want for the client. And the one thing that I would stress to everyone who, if you really want to buy a home and you're serious about it, let Jessica do her job. And that begins with getting a pre-approval. So many times I know that people, they want to look at the house and then decide if they qualify. And it's really hard, especially in this market. And a lot of times people will think they know the process. And that's not to say that they don't, but I've seen a lot of surprises when people think they know what they're doing. For example, they'll put on an application, they make $70,000 a year. Then when you get the documents in, you don't make $70,000 a year. And it's real hard to give someone a raise like that. So those are the little nuances that will help individuals become homeowners in a very short time, as opposed to finding out, well, you don't qualify because you don't have the income. And that's something we can adjust and make amends for. We can't give you a raise, but perhaps we can find you a different property or get you a different program that'll work with the income that you have. But those are just little things that will help all of us, as I'm sure you're aware of as well.
Absolutely, especially with buyers, they do the reach out, and I have to say it's probably 85% of these buyers that they end up finding once they do have their credit run and their assets are verified. Once they get down to it, they do find that they do not qualify for what they thought that they did, or they may have a situation where they're like, hey, there's a couple things I need to pay off first, so that way I'd put myself in a better situation so I can afford more. So it takes a little more time or whatnot. If it's not time, it's money. One or the other, that's normally what they run into. So that's what I'll let people know. I'm like, look, go ahead and go through the process now, so that way we know exactly what we're looking for. And also, like you were talking about with different loan types, we need to know what type of property we're looking for. And if you qualify for only certain types of loans, then that's only certain type of properties we look at. If they don't accept those loan terms, then of course that's out of the question. So absolutely, the pre-qualification, the pre-approval is very, very important, like you said. Certainly.
Yeah, and if I could add something to what you just then said, is, a lot of times people, they don't want to run the credit. They want a pre-approval or a pre-qual without running the credit, and it's just not going to happen. No. Nor should it happen. And most of the time, if you're going to have an inquiry on a mortgage, and then you decide to, shop around, the inquiries aren't going to be as bad on your credit as if you were going out and applying for a whole new type of loan, such as a boat or a personal loan. So keep that in mind. In fact, FHA says with them, there's no hit to your credit if you have multiple inquiries, if it's an FHA loan. So just keep that in mind. And it's easier to identify these problems once we see them, by saying, okay, if you take $3,000 and pay off $200 a month worth of debt, we can address that on the front end, as opposed to trying to hurry up and get it done in a 2-day frame once they find a house they like. So again, It's just part of the process of measuring twice and cutting once, as my dad used to say.
Yep, I've heard that as well. Absolutely, yeah. And it absolutely makes sense. So what can one expect when they initially reach out to you? What does your process look like?
Well, first of all, let them know that I want to try to answer any questions they may have, and get them to feel comfortable with the process. To give you an example, when a lady was moving down here from New York, she was very intimidated by, having to download documents. And she said, I can't do that. I said, I was operating when it was a plain paper, a facsimile machine with a roll-up paper. And we talked to them, and I said, you know what? It's not that you can't do it, it's just that you haven't done it yet.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we, walked her through the process and showed her how to do a PDF file, and she felt very comfortable with it. So that's my first goal, is to find out what questions you have or concerns and get you to the next level to where you can not have a concern. Because if I can make the borrower feel comfortable, as you know, Jessica, if they're comfortable, then you're comfortable. If the borrower's not happy, you're not happy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what we're here for. So where can we look for more information whenever we want to reach out to you?
Yeah, have a website. Well, first of all, certainly by phone, 336-687-8135. Call or text. And like you, I work whenever they have a question or want to contact me, meaning that I don't have 9 to 5 hours. I work weekends, I work nights, because it's something that I enjoy to do. And Radius Financial Group, we are obviously online, and my website is available there as well. So I look forward to helping anyone that I can.
Awesome. And I have to say, you do work on the weekends and you are always there. You don't have to wait on you long for a response. And in this industry, that is a big deal. That is a big
It
deal
is.
because it's an overwhelming situation. And when people want to talk to their lenders, attorneys, their agents, they really do want to feel secure in that they're going to be right there whenever they need them, rather than to just keep that worry on hold for a little while or as long any kind of unnecessary amount of time. And yeah, you've always been right there, right there, not keeping anybody waiting. And we have done a couple of deals the past couple of years. So yes, you are my preferred, and I always give out your information first thing. I think that was it for our questions. Yeah. So I don't know, it was your first interview as well as my
Yes.
first interview. It seems to have done all right. So is there anything else you'd like to add or anything like that?
Yes, and to give you a shout out that your appreciation and your hustle and the way that you try to help customers, and you're always available. And I tell the story a lot to people in my organization as far as what to look for in a realtor. I still, remember when you were going door knocking, and I said, wow, I have not heard of that in a long time, but I actually went with you and, just tried to hand out the brochures and stay out of the way. So your hustle is very admirable and it's respected.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Lynn. And I'm glad to do it. I am. Even the door knocking, that's fun. It's fun. It's a way to meet people in the community, and I believe they respect it a little bit more. They see that hustle, just like you
Sure
said. They see that and respect it. Now, of course, we still have those ones that slam the door in the face too. I don't think that happened to us one of the days that we went out. Did we? Did we run into one?
It didn't. Yeah.
No, it did seem to make a difference being two people there, I guess, maybe, because I have had the door slammed in my face before.
Yeah, I've done that years ago, so I know that feeling.
Yeah, well, I will put your information below this video. Everywhere it's shared, your information will be in there as well as mine, so that way people can easily to reach out to either one of us, shall they want to buy or sell a home. So yeah, it's been great. I do appreciate you being here and appreciate your time and appreciate you sharing with us everything that you do. And I look forward to more deals with you here in 2023 and forward.
Yes, ma'am. So do I. Thanks again.